All right, woo! It's fucking Monday. Let's do it. What? Huh? Yeah. Get it. Universe's finest program is the Dusty Show. Hell yeah, it's Monday. I'm in a great mood. I feel amazing. We're alive. We're alive. You feel that? You feel the existence flowing through our bodies? Hell yeah, if everybody could have existed and doesn't, you do. So thank you for joining me and experiencing this together, man. If there were miracles, this would be fucking it. We are alive today, and that's all that fucking matters. And I appreciate you joining me tonight. It's an honor to be able to entertain you guys and perform for you. I really appreciate you dudes. Hell yeah. Had a good weekend. Can't complain. I didn't do much. Bitcoin crashed, so obviously I cried and contemplated ingesting a bullet. But no, not gonna do that. It's gonna be fine. It's all fine. And tell you what I did do. Watch the show. It's not a new show. They're on the third season now, but I ain't never watched it before. Let me get rid of that fucking music. Show called Shoresy. You guys watch the Shoresy? Here it is. I got a link at the top of this whole big motherfucking show put together. Boom! So I heard about the show. It's been on the Pirate Bay for a while, since season 3, and I was desperate as shit. And I was like, oh my God, I got enough to watch. Maybe I'll try this Shoresy show. Went and looked it up. You got like an 8.7 on IMDb, which is crazy. That's like Game of Thrones level ratings, folks. So I was like, I'm going to try this shit and turn it on. I almost turned it off immediately. Got halfway through the show, didn't care for it at first. I was like, first of all, I don't like hockey. I hate fucking hockey. And obviously, like everybody, I hate Canadians. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? But I was desperate, and I let it run. And it kind of won me over. It went pretty good. And I was like, this show just like Letterkenny. I kind of like Letterkenny at first, and then it kind of got old and stale. I didn't like the rapid format of the show, so I quit watching it. But I was like, man, this show just like fucking Letterkenny. And then I'm stupid. I'm like in the second season, I'm looking at this dude who's the star of the show, and I'm like, hey, this guy kind of looks like Letterkenny. Kind of looks like the guy from Letterkenny. And of course, yeah, that's the guy from Letterkenny. It's the dude. It's the same dude. He's in the show. And no wonder it's like Letterkenny. It's fucking Letterkenny 2.0. So I watched all 3 seasons of it this weekend. And pretty good. I gotta say, pretty good. Pretty heartwarming. Fast-paced, funny. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's Canadian. It's got to be. It's about hockey. What the fuck else? You think Americans play hockey? No, of course not. Even though there are Americans playing hockey on this show. Shut up. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Shoresy. You hadn't seen it. Pretty good. Recommend it. And that's what I did. I worked in my truck. Starting to feel manly, y'all. I'm a man. Working on my truck every week. Hell yeah. Coming along. I went and washed it. First time I've ever washed it. It was expensive. It's like $3 just to turn the fast spraying thing on for like 5 minutes, and then it turns off, and it's another $3, please. Like, what? Highway robbery, just water. Why water costs $3 for 5 minutes? I got water at home. Like, well, go fucking home, motherfucker. Whatever, I'll pay your money. You got me, car wash. Anyway, folks, gotta kick it off. Got a depressing but a big Free Palestine. Gotta kick the top of the show off. But after that, we got plenty of other stuff. Solid program coming your way, so don't go anywhere. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Immediately do it now before you forget. And as always, like one of the shows, the Super Chats. I'm going to read all the Super Chats over here. There's a $sign by the chat. You know what the chat is. You see the chat. It's a $sign. Click the $sign. Just do it. Even if you're not going to donate, just do it to see what happens. It's going to be a surprise. And then the more you donate, the more serious I take a question, and the more likely you are to get a mansion in heaven. So, I mean, if you don't want a mansion in heaven, don't super chat me. If you want to live in a shack, fine. That's on you. Eternity in a shack seems embarrassing, but you do you, heathens, whatever. But anyway, the more you donate, the more likely you are to get a mansion in heaven. Hey, it worked for the televangelist. Why wouldn't it work for me? And all right, folks, let's go ahead and kick this mofo off. Time to raise your power fist. Not so high, Dusty. Up here, it cuts off. What the fuck? It's almost like I'm on a green screen. Terrible. Anyway, down here, Dusty. Boom! It's time to free some Palestine. Here we go. My graphic. Boom! There we go. Ooh, free Palestine. Yeah. And first off, on tonight's Free Palestine, another week of horror. Daily apocalyptic scene from Gaza. Our tax dollars at work, folks. Joe Biden can't get enough murdering children. This Israeli zombie doesn't even know what the fuck he is, but he knows he loves murdering him some fucking children. And this is our best choice for president right now, because this country donezo. We're the fucking worst, yo. Over 100 Israelis, if over 100 Israelis were killed in the last 24 hours, it would be dominate your headlines, be all over CNN, Fox News, 24-hour news cycle would do nothing but shove it down our throat. But it was Palestinians, and they don't really count. So yeah, over 100 Palestinians died, got slaughtered over the last 24 hours. Nobody in this country fucking gives a shit, really. We're fine with it. We're too busy with bread and circuses to pay attention. We suck. We are the bad guys, definitely. Oh, God, I didn't mean, don't look at that. Sorry, I didn't mean to show you that. I was just going to describe that to you. But if you saw it, I'm sorry. Another child burned alive, skin crispy like fried chicken. Slothing off their body. Paid for by you and me. We work our hours at our jobs, and they take it and they use it to burn the skin off children. This is not a conspiracy theory like QAnon. This is not baby drinking pizza parlors. This is real fucking life happening every goddamn day by us. By us. Meanwhile, it's Mad Max up in this motherfucker. They're taking hostages and tying them to the hoods of their cars and driving them around as human shields. This is the terrorist organization known as the IDF, the people that rule us, and yep, here they are. Here's our blood bags. Once again, we'll be all over every news media if it was the other side. Of course, we know that Israel also does a thing they call human shields. Most of the military bases right in the middle of civilian centers. Been caught over and over again using Palestinians as human shields, but it doesn't matter if they do it, folks. The only reason they accuse Hamas and Palestinians of using human shields is because it gets rid of their agency. It allows them to say, hey, we're not responsible for the 20,000 children were murdered. It's the Hamas that did it. We don't have any responsibility for anything, folks. They're responsible for everybody we fucking kill. And here they are talking to this guy about what happened.
Soldiers grabbed my hands and two others my feet, then started swinging me left and right. I fell to the ground twice, and on the third attempt, they shoved me over the hood. It was extremely hot that my back was burnt. They drove me back and forth for 20 minutes. I had hoped to be dead before the Israeli soldiers arrived. I had expected them to attend to my wounds, not to beat and batter me, while I already had two critical injuries.
You should have expected them to beat and batter you. We're talking about a terrorist organization, some of the most evil human beings on the fucking planet that literally get off on it. They go back and jack off on the wall about how they abused you and how they're getting away with it and how we are their slaves. They've enslaved our entire fucking country, folks. Meanwhile, it gets worse and worse. A man follows Israeli occupation forces instructions and leaves his home holding a white flag. His son comes with him and is shot in the head by the Israeli terrorist.
Street, Rami spots his neighbor, Abu Ahmed. Something's not right.
ايش مالك ابو احمد؟ ايش فيه؟ لا حول ولا قوة الا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة الا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة الا بالله.
It's all in God's hands. You say him. I told you, let's stay at home, my son. I told him, let's stay at home. Let's carry him. Let's carry him. I told you, let's stay at home, my son. Let's stay at home, my son. Let's go. Let's go. And a white flag in his head. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't see you as human beings, and neither do the vast majority of our politicians. If we had only stayed at home, he cries. Are you breathing, my son? No, he's not breathing. He is quite dead.
هات نحمله هات نحمله هات 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 عشان معي وليد.
Joe Biden does not see you as a human being. They don't care. The monsters have completely fucking taken over. They're going to pull us all into war, folks. They're going to get Americans killed. Meanwhile, this is Maha al-Arir. She's 8 years old. Her mother, father, 3 siblings were killed by us, by our money, by our bombs. Has nothing, nowhere to go, nobody. And you remember Sharif? Sharif used to share videos chronicling what's happening to the children in Gaza. Israel killed him today. This little boy, folks. His life didn't matter. His life didn't matter to Joe Biden. His life didn't matter to a single fucking politician. John Fetterman don't give a shit about this child. There he is. This is lifeless dead body. Yes, don't look away. We have to know. We have to know who we are. There's no way we can ever make changes unless we know what the fuck is going on. Meanwhile, remember when they killed that little 6-year-old girl? She was in an ambulance calling, please come help me, please come help me. The IDF showed up. They fired 355 bullets into the car, killing her. Remember they asked Joe Biden administration, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about this terrorist organization you're funding? What are you going to do to stop them? Here was their response back when it just happened.
Same question on Hind Rajab, though, to follow up on, I think, what the point Matt was trying to make. You said you've urged Israel to investigate her killing, respond very quickly, and take accountability if they find something's wrong. I think Matt's point, though, is that you've urged a lot of accountability, a lot of investigations, and we don't have evidence of them coming back with accountability. Should there be a second-level investigation into her killing?
Again, it's hard to.
Not satisfied with what they.
Again, it's hard to comment on a second level before we've concluded the first
level.
Why is
he grinning?
We want to see the government of Israel investigate this matter. If they find that somebody behaved inappropriately or violation of law, we want to see accountability. And I wouldn't want to speculate on what further measures might be appropriate before that first step has been completed.
Yeah, we want them to investigate themselves. And then if they decide that they have done wrong, then maybe we'll see what they do about it. So they did investigate themselves, folks. What they found is forensic investigation reveals Hind Rajab's car was hit with 355 bullets and finds it is not plausible that the Israeli tank couldn't see the children inside the car. So they asked him again yesterday, this fucking human Dracula once again, what are you going to do about all the war crime?
How does it come, I don't want to belabor the point, Matt, but how does it come that UN, Human Rights Watch...
He's laughing. He's laughing about it. We're not believing what you do.
How does it come that UN, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty, International Criminal Court can all find compelling evidence of war crimes by Israel, and the United States, with its enormous powers of intelligence and direct contact with Israel, can't find those things?
I would say that different organizations have different burdens, different responsibilities, and we take ours very seriously and are taking these assessments very seriously and want to finish them as soon as possible, but it's important that we get them right.
We don't give a shit. Different organizations have different assessments. They have different criteria, and ours is that there's nothing that they can do that we'll have a problem with. There's nothing they can do that will cross our red line. Well, we will stop sending them bombs and bullets to murder these fucking children. Even when they do the assessments and find themselves culpable, we still don't give a shit. All we're doing is lying and trying to kick the can down the road further and further to allow more genocide to happen, to allow more war crimes to happen, because our government has been completely taken over by a foreign entity, and zombie Israeli stooge Joe Biden loves the blood. He loves the screams and cries of the dead children. What are you going to do? Vote for fucking Trump? You got no choice. Bend the fuck over and take it in the ass like you always do. Biggest losers, Americans on the face of the fucking planet. Meanwhile, all these terrorists from the IDF were liquidated, every single one of them. So let's have a moment of silence for it. Yeah, that's it. And next up, shocker. Netanyahu walks back from the Israeli hostage deal proposal that was approved by the War Cabinet and laid out in President Biden's speech, and says he is ready for a partial deal that will bring some of the hostages home and allows them to continue the war because he has been under indictment. He has been on trial for corruption for 5 years. And as soon as this war is over, he's going to prison. So as many children as he can murder, as long as he can keep the war going, he can stay out of jail and stay in power. And Biden doesn't give a shit. Nobody fucking gives a shit. Obviously, this is a dog and pony show. This is a political theater. Joe Biden pretending like he's pushing for a ceasefire, but all they're doing is kicking the can down the road to prolong the war, to prolong the fucking suffering, because this is what we are, folks. We are a terrorist state, and whatever happens to this goddamn country, we 100% deserve. Number of hostages rescued by the IDF, 4. Number of hostages killed by the IDF, 41. It's never about the hostages. This is just a lie told to us by people like John Fetterman to continue the atrocities, not to have to answer for anything, to gaslight us. Meanwhile, we're starving them. North Gaza is being starved. The Palestinians are resorting to tying rocks tightly to their bellies to quiet the hunger. Desperation from these people. Anybody would resist this. If you are not resisting this, you are not a human being. You are a monster. You are a ghoul. You are fucking evil. Accept it about yourself. You are not a decent human. Meanwhile, because our allies would allow us to take aid to their countries, you know, the same ones that we fund their universal health care, we fund the free schooling for their children. They have everything while we have nothing, but still, they're our allies. They won't allow us to do this. We have to drop humanitarian aid on the same people we're bombing, and it's crushing tents and shit, killing people. Because we are the dumbest fucking people alive. It's all theater, folks. Meanwhile, back here in our country, the cops know who own them. LAPD officers stand by as pro-Palestinian demonstrators shove and hit pro-Israeli groups. Well, that's what it says, but if you watch, all these fucking cops are standing by while it's the pro-genociders attacking the anti-genociders. Lies, lies, damnable lies is all they can fucking do. I guess it does say that pro-Palestinian demonstrators are being shoved to hit, but you can see it. You can see the ones with the flags are Israeli supporters, and these guys are simply people that want children to stop being murdered. Cops standing by, allowing it to happen. Abusing, pushing, shoving, trying to intimidate, bully. Cops don't give a shit. If these were black people, they'd all be arrested, they'd be tased. Look at these cops just standing there. Look at, they're pulling his hair. Cops just standing there watching. No, they will not do anything. They don't. They work for Israel. The cops know who their owners are. They know who their bosses are. A foreign government completely has taken over our country, and the cops now work for them. They didn't have to invade us with a military force. They have a military force. The cops work for them. Begging the cops to help. Holding their hands up. Cops just sitting there, could not give a shit. Because they don't work for you. They work for Israel. They work for the Zionists. You're not going to punish your owners. Another example of it, folks, happening now in Los Angeles. Pro-Palestine protesters rallied outside a real estate event. Joe Biden went public and shit on the Palestinian protesters. They're selling the land of the Palestinians illegally, and they're just protesting it. This is what it's all about: murdering, genociding, ethnically cleansing, and driving the Palestinians off their land so the Americans can sell it illegally in our country. And they're protesting it, and Joe Biden going public, shitting on those trying to stop this illegal sale, trying to stop the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. Here they are, abusing the people who simply want children to stop being murdered, wanting to stop the ethnic cleansing. The evil Zionists attacking them, cops doing nothing, nobody helping them, nobody coming to their aid, our president going public and shitting on the good guys. I hear Ken out there mowing the grass. Good job, Ken. Meanwhile, even more of this, crazy crowds of violent Zionists. It's a different angle of it, folks. Beating, shoving, intimidating, violently assault, kick him in the nuts. Surround him, kick him in the nuts. Cops just standing there fucking watching him rip him down by his hair. Watching him punch him in his face. Watching them violently assault him. Just standing there. Whatever happens to this country is 100% earned at this point, folks. How can you take pride in what we've become? It is very clear to everyone. Look at him walking up, punch this guy in the back of the head. And you can say America, love it or leave it all you want to, but if you actually love this country, you would stand up and you would fight against this evil foreign government who has come in here and owns us now, who owns our police, who can violently assault peaceful American citizens and get away with it. Where are you fucking patriots at? Stand up. If ever there was a fucking time to stand up, it would be now, but we know you're not actually patriots. We know you don't actually give a shit. We know you're willing to sell this entire goddamn country out. And here's Joe Biden. I'm appalled by the scenes outside of Addis Torah synagogues in Los Angeles, intimidating Jewish congregants in dangerous, unconscionable, anti-Semitic, and un-American. Americans have a right to peaceful protest, but blocking access to a house of worship and engaging in violence is never acceptable. You just saw it with your own eyes, but who are you going to believe? Your own eyes or Joe Biden? Joe Biden, who has taken more money from Israel than any politician in the history of this nation, lying to you right to your fucking face. Who are you going to believe? Joe Biden or your own lying eyes? They don't care about you. They don't work for you. Anger is the correct emotion. Meanwhile, free speech is nuke Gaza now. But if you say Jews say ceasefire now, you're arrested in this country. All they do is they're violent against the peaceful protesters, which gives police an excuse to shut the whole thing down and blame the other side for the violence. It's a way to steal your constitutional right to protest. It's a way to steal your First Amendment free speech. And our president will get up there and gaslight us about it, folks. He will fucking lie right to our faces about it while they steal our rights directly from out from under us, while they force us to pay for child murder, the burning alive of children. And here's Israeli spokespeople, folks. They're not trying to hide what their plans are. So now listen up. Neither you nor your partners who are defying you from our home and abroad matters to us even a little bit. This government doesn't stutter about you. You can keep dreaming that we will end the war without victory. We are not ashamed to say that we want to see the soldiers of the IDF, the holy heroes of ours, catching Sinwar and his terrorists by their ears and dragging them all across the Gaza Strip on the way to the dungeons of the prison authority. But Ben Gvir's prison authority, not Ben Lavir of McKelly, or in the best case scenario to a coffin. I am personally proud of the ruins of Gaza, folks. They're proud of the murder, of the destruction. They want to take you to their torture centers. They're not trying to hide it. Here's your typical Zionist. Not playing. Come on, fucking Twitter. They probably throttled it back because it's making fun of
Only innocent people that are in Gaza now are the 229 hostage that were taken. Once they will go back to Israel, we will bomb Shifa Hospital, all the hospitals, all the tunnels, and kill them all. It's about time. The world knows that. There's no argue about that. We are the center of the world now.
Yep. As soon as we get our hostage out there, we're going to bomb all the hospitals. We're going to bomb all of you, kill all of you. There are no innocent people in Gaza. We, Israel is the center of the world. We rule you all. What the fuck are you going to do about it? You know what? She's right. They do rule us all. They own our president. They own every fucking politician. They own this country. They are the center of the universe. They're the God people. I dare you stand up against the God people. I dare you want them to stop murdering children. Who are you? Meanwhile, here they are going on our national news media, MSNBC. This is the left-wing news channel, equating wearing a fucking scarf with a swastika.
If you wouldn't tolerate it, if someone's wearing a swastika on their arm, I'm sorry, you shouldn't tolerate it if they're wearing a keffiyeh. If you wouldn't tolerate it, if someone's wearing a swastika on their arm.
Anybody who has a Israel flag now, that is the new Nazi symbol. Not a fucking scarf. Continuously fucking gaslight us. All of our news media completely sold us out to the Zionists, right along with the politicians. Meanwhile, you guys hear about this one. A Zionist tried to murder 2 Palestinian children, ages 6 and 3, by drowning. She physically assaulted their mother and took off her hijab when the Palestinian mother tried to rescue her daughter. A witness rescued the 3-year-old, and when taken away by police, Elizabeth Wolf said about the mother, "Tell her I will kill her, and I will kill her family." She's being charged with attempted capital murder and released on bail, of course. That happened here in America, folks. Spreading across the country. Zionism is a cancer. It has taken over everything. Here you are, your typical Zionist. Yeah, we will kill you all of you, one by one. And they're not just talking about the Muslim folks. They're talking about the Christians, too. They hate the Christians as well. They hate all of us Americans. They look at us as fucking victims to feed upon. We are their fodder. We are there to be used. We are their fucking slaves. And when they've used us off, they can throw our rotting husk away. We're all part of Hamas now, folks. We're all the terrorists in their eyes. Look at this fucking tough guy. Walking up this guy who's simply protesting against the murder of children.
So what are you angry? I think you're fucking flag. I think you're fucking flag.
So tough, isn't he?
Country, all right?
The Palestinians, man, we're just getting started.
Biker trash.
So you're...
You pick up a fucking weapon. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Is this appropriate behavior? So your license plate is Alpha, Frank, Henry. What's the last letter? D for David.
Walking up, this biker trash walking up with his gun. He was born to ride. Donald J. Trump's tiny orange mushroom cock. This fucking cuck. Just trying to scare, trying to terrorize. This guy wants to murder baby so bad he can't even see straight.
I'm gonna be here. Come back. We're barely getting started.
Meanwhile, how are they not embarrassed, folks? Here's your typical Zionist posting this video. Israel to Jews is like our Indian reservation. We live there, have our laws, our culture, our religion, but everyone around us hates us and wants us gone. That's why we fight for what we have. It'd more likely be like if a bunch of Europeans claimed that they were Native Americans, came over here and started murdering Americans and taking their land. And then when everybody hated them and resisted their ethnic cleansing of the American populace, then you play the victim and you dance around like the fucking cunt you are. But look, they don't give a shit, folks. They love putting it in our face. They love ruling over us. They get off on it. They are mocking you. They are making fun of you. America, wake the fuck up. Don't you have any self-respect, America? Aren't you tired of being abused, used up? Aren't you tired of giving everything you have to people who have fucking everything? People who laugh at you behind your back. Aren't you tired of it? Americans never get sick of being goddamn stooges. How are you not embarrassed to post shit like this?
There's something you should know about Israelis, and that is that the worst things in life can happen to them, and they're used to it.
The worst things in life, it is 500% more dangerous where I live than where you live. You have socialized medicine. I can't afford to go to the goddamn doctor ever. My cousin Ken had kidney stones. He had to go to the doctor. $4,000, they sued him for it. An ambulance ride can be $4,000 in this goddamn country. Can't afford to have fucking kids anymore. We can't afford shit. You have the 6th happiest populace in the world. You have free education. We're all goddamn bankrupt here. But you have this oppression fetish where you believe everybody's against you, where you believe you have it so bad while you live in the fucking lap of luxury.
But the second something small happens, like the girl that they love doesn't love them back, I don't know, they break a nail, it's like the world is ending. Like, they're like trauma. Like, keep in mind, I know people that have lost like their closest friends. Like, they're displaced for months. And they don't complain. They're like, that's just life, you know? That's just
It's so tough for you guys. It's so tough for you guys having 5 to 7 times less murder than I have here in Mississippi. Having everything handed to you, getting billions upon billions every single year. So tough.
Life here. But like, a boy doesn't text them back and they're like, ghost them! So my boyfriend.
They're literally the most frivolous dipshit fucks on the planet. Cunty cavemen feasting upon us.
And of course, Benny Shapiro, wasting no time to go public and defend AIPAC, a foreign government, for taking completely over every politician in this country, folks.
Many of the people that you see Congress people talking about, oh, we have an AIPAC handler. No, you don't. That's not what a handler is. A handler, typically speaking, is a person who works for an organization and then provides covert payments in some way in order to...
That's exactly what's happening here, folks. They do it through PACs. They do it through under-the-table donations and over-the-table donations that no one knows about or gives a shit about in order to buy their vote. They take a small portion of the money that we give them, and then they buy our politicians with us. It's like cops who abuse us and then make us pay for their abuse. That's exactly what Israel is doing. They take our money, and then they buy our government with our own money. What a fucking racket. And then they pay Ben Shapiro, a guy who makes millions and millions and millions every single year, makes so much money that he can fund B-level movies in order to have vanity projects for him and his friends. And they pay him to go on his giant platforms and tell us how good it is that AIPAC owns our entire fucking government, to apologize for them. And then YouTube puts him in your goddamn news feeds all day long while they shadow ban people like me so you can never hear the truth. That is how the game is played. Learn to love it, folks. Learn to know who your masters are. Lay down and take it, dipshits.
To do corrupt things. The people that, for example, Thomas Massey is talking about, those are just constituents who actually agree with the cause of AIPAC and then lobby his office. That's not a handler.
They're not constituents. It's a foreign entity. Now, some of them might have dual citizenship, but their loyalty remains with a foreign government. Why is this acceptable? These people who say they're America first are never America first. They're always Israel first.
Called the constituent, and it exists across the board. It turns out there are many people who are arranged with many different lobbying groups across America, from left to right, on causes ranging from the environmental to tax to foreign...
Okay, but if they're about a foreign government, they should not be allowed to do that. Foreign government should not be allowed to lobby our government, especially if we're giving that foreign government tons and tons of goddamn money. Meanwhile, you know who one of the biggest pieces of shit on the planet is? Fucking DJ Khalid. Fucking fat loser DJ Khalid. He's Palestinian. He's never spoken one word about the Palestinian conflict. Instead, he continuously posts wealth porn to put it in our fucking faces how much money he has.
Believe in us. God did. God did.
God did. Fuck everything about this dude. Meanwhile, here's a fucking great response. This is how you handle Zionist shills, folks. This is how you point out to them how evil their own ideology is. Here they are claiming that they're not killing innocent civilians in Palestine on purpose, how they're somehow being reasonable in how they're handling the situation. Here's how you flip it back around on them instantly and expose them.
So how can you say it's not on purpose? They're not killing. Their aim, the motivation is not to go and kill children.
What
That's
is it?
not their motivation. It's to eradicate Hamas. And Hamas.
Can I run something by you, Stuart?
Sure.
What if Hamas was hiding in Israel? What would the Israeli government do then to eradicate them?
They would seek them out.
But no, what would they do? Would they adopt the same policies? Would they be blowing up Israeli hospitals after issuing a warning to get all the patients out of intensive care?
That's another myth, isn't it? They haven't blown up hospitals.
Don't let me
They've literally blown up every single hospital, but continue.
distract you from the question I asked. Do you think that if Hamas was hiding in Israel, the Israeli army would be pursuing the same tactics in pursuit of them with regard to civilian life?
No, I don't.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Right. Well, then why are they doing it in Palestine? Because they don't give a shit about those people, right? Because they consider their lives much, much less than they do of Israelis, right? Right? Which is racist. It's xenophobic, right? It's evil, right? And here's what scares me, folks. Israel is losing the PR war. That's fucking true. But their next step is to try to pull the U.S. into a more global war. So, big brother, big bitch, U.S. can come in with all our tax dollars, all our military, and help keep the war going, help kill their enemies, help protect them from their immense loss.
Despite the catastrophic death toll it has inflicted, Israel is losing on the ground and in the court of public opinion. There's no way that this ends that doesn't leave Israel a pariah state with occupation and apartheid on borrowed time, and they know it. So they're doing everything they can. Desperate acts of aggression to provoke a wider conflict with Lebanon, with Iran, with anybody, to draw in the US, to save them from the consequences of their own actions. And as Yemen shows, Butcher Biden is reporting for duty. With Europe's proud genocide by his side, they are the ones who have enabled the continuation of Israeli terror. Without them, it would already be over. So take note, Butcher Biden. The ancestors of the Ireland that you claim to be from disown you. Keep our country out of your mouth. And as for von der Leyen and genocidal Germany, with your words and deeds supporting Israel in the ICJ, not in our name.
They're ramping up a war with Hezbollah, though, folks, which is the point of all this, to accelerate it. And Butcher Biden going right along with it. Americans will die for Israel. While Netanyahu's son sunbathes in Florida, breaking. Unconfirmed reports indicate the USS Theodore Roosevelt streaming towards Israel in the Mediterranean Sea. War with Hezbollah now expected. How many of our American sons and daughters are we going to see to be murdered? How much of our taxpayer dollars are enough for this? While we have nothing, while they steal every penny, while they give us not even fucking crumbs, they give us nothing and they tell us to love it. They call us anti-Semitic if we speak out against it. They shadow ban you if you try to warn the fucking public. How much will we take? Biggest suckers on the goddamn planet, America. Is there any level of degradation that is too much for us? I guess we'll fucking find out. And that's my Free Palestine section. She was voted out. Yeah, I'm not surprised they're getting rid of Jamal Bowen. Anybody, any decent person, you cannot win if you're decent. I wish I had better news, but this world is fucked. I don't know what to do. I don't think anything can be done. It just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse and worse, while they feed us more and more and more and more shit and they tell us to love it. She was voted out of the EU, not her seat in Ireland. All right, good to know. Redheads are pretty cool. Netanyahu should be arrested. I mean, he's been on trial for 5 years. They keep postponing it over and over and over again. He keeps finding a new reason to postpone it. October 7th was the latest reason. As long as the war continues, as long as he's kept in charge, Never going to be held accountable for anything. Too many Christians, not enough atheists. I don't know what to do about that. I tried to be a pillar of the atheist community, and they turned on me because SJWs, all of them turned on me. Every fucking goddamn one of them. Every fucking last one of them turned on me. All of them sold us out. We're going to cover Richard Dawkins in the trash world section. All the fucking new atheists sold us out because trans people are so scary, y'all. And all right, moving right along. Gonna read all the super chats at the end of halftime. You only have $65 so far. What you gonna do? Let's do some what the fuck. What the fuck? And first off, what the fuck? This is an older clip, a vintage, if you will. But I didn't cover it when it first happened because I didn't see it when it first happened. This is a couple years ago, 2022. Timothy Nelson stalked an 8-year-old after seeing her crafting channel on YouTube. Her parents shut it down immediately and called the authorities. They were dismissive, the authorities that is, and said it wasn't a big deal for 4 years. Then he showed up on their doorstep demanding a date with the 12-year-old 4 years later. And here's the police video of it. This is some crazy-ass, terrifying shit, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm seriously trying to get a date with the girl on the internet.
Okay, yeah, but you're going like door to door trespassing and all these.
So he said to the cop, I'm simply trying to go door to door to get a date with a girl I saw on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm seriously trying to get a date with the girl on the internet.
Okay, yeah, but you're going like door to door trespassing on all these people's properties.
That's trespassing? Knocking on someone's door is trespassing?
Yeah, if you don't have permission to be on their property, absolutely. So why are you going door to door if you're trying to meet some girl from the internet for a date?
I've been after her for 5 years and I haven't heard nothing from her. If I find her one day, that's fine. If not, I can leave. I just want a no answer or a yes answer.
Yeah, well, going door to door isn't going to find her.
What am I going to do? Sit out here, wait for them to pull out of the driveway?
Well, you don't even know where she lives.
I know I do, but I had my cell phone taken away from me. Like, I was sleeping over there by the Walgreens.
Okay.
And in that night, someone took my cell phone from me.
Right.
So I don't know which.
So what's your long-term plan here? Because I mean,
long-term plan
we got several complaints about you coming up, knocking on people's doors, soliciting.
That's not right, man.
Well, that's why I'm here. I'm not just driving around.
That didn't happen. I'm just saying if I could get a yes or no answer for her, I would leave. You know.
I'm going to venture to say if you haven't found her yet, it's probably a no.
How are you to say that, man? I don't know what address.
Well, because you don't know where she lives. You don't even know who she is.
Are you?
Are you from Oregon?
I am from Oregon.
Oh, you got to take this guy in.
Why?
He's been harassing my 12-year-old daughter online.
That's how old she is?
Yeah.
You're going to forbid me? Little children? My name is As Little Children.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
The FBI is involved in it, so please.
The FBI? You know what?
All right, hey, stop talking to him. All right, step down here on the street, get off this property. All right, I'll be with you in a second,
yes,
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so there's your answer. This girl you've been talking to is 12 years old. You're obviously an adult, so that conversation.
Forbid them not.
Hey,
forbid them not.
She is 12 years old. That is her parent. He will forbid whatever he chooses. Am I clear on that?
12 is very old. I was looking for a 6-year-old.
All right, that's disturbing.
You know what? Holy and profane. I'm holy, and so is my church, the Church of I Am Christ. I am Christ.
Right, what are you? You need to. What are you, homeless? You live in the.
So this is one of the rare occasions I'm okay with the cop just taking his gun out and blammo right there, judge, jury, and executioner. How are you not immediately arresting this man? What the fuck? That's one of the scariest videos I've ever fucking seen, y'all. And of course, religious delusions always behind this kind of crazy bullshit. Meanwhile, on what the fuck? So I read the comments. They say they think this woman might have dementia or something. Here's a doctor removing 23 contact lenses from her eye.
And you can see, can you lift it up a little bit? There's a third contact. Look down some more. We just removed 2.5 contacts. You can see this piece coming out. There's more. Goodness, this is...
How many?
The record, I don't know. There's actually one.
Oh, God.
There's a whole waddle there.
I believe it.
Okay. You're my Guinness Book of Record patient.
Oh, good.
We're delivering.
To be remembered.
Tablets.
It's bizarre.
You can say that again. I'm gonna have to count them. I think I've already counted more than 10 or 12.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious.
I can't believe you.
What in the fuck? Good God. Oh, 23. How do you not know? I mean, if you have dementia, I get one in my eye that's not even up in there. It's like right on straight the way it's supposed to be. And I'm like blinking like a motherfucker. Oh my God, I got something in my eye. This shit hurts. 23. Yeah, I know. Yuck. It's the what the fuck section. It's all yuck. Meanwhile, here's a different form of mental illness. The whole big butts, I guess, fetish. But I'm not sure anybody's attracted to this. I think they're just looking at you because it's like a freak show. Yeah. So I guess this is what happens like when you're incredibly overweight and then you get like liposuction, gastric bypass to make your stomach shrink, but you also keep your butt big. And then on top of that, you get implants on top of the fact that you're already overweight. I'm sorry, nothing about this is attractive. Nobody on earth finds this centaur attractive. Good God, that's nasty. What in the fuck? No, all of my no forever, always. And then, that's it, folks. That is my what the fuck section. Gross. I'm sorry, it was so gross tonight, but what you gonna do? That's what the universe provided for me. So that's what I provided for you. Yeah, implants all over, I'm sure. Like I said, some of it's just that she was overweight and then had the fat removed from her stomach area, probably the rest of her body, and had it injected. And then she probably has implants on top of that. Yep, definitely a centaur body. Not amazing. Cute face, not enough to make up for it. Imagine you saw like a headshot and you showed up and that's what you were greeted with. Better than a grandma, Dusty? Hell no. You ain't seen some of these grandmas these days. Grandma's hot as fuck these days. They got it going on. Brandy Love. You ever seen Brandy Love? You go tell me Brandy Love ain't better than that girl? Brandy Love way hotter than that girl, even though Brandy Love's super conservative, but it don't matter. I'll ignore it. I can change her. And all right, folks. Hey, I have a Patreon site. Boom. Here we go. And in the description of every video I make, by the way, I do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. So be sure to tune in. It's not going to tell you about it. YouTube is only now telling about 5% of my audience my show exists. I'm being shadow banned over the entire YouTube. I'm going to do the show as long as I can, as long as I can afford to keep doing it. Eventually, I'm going to start a new channel. And I guess I'm probably going to work on making short AI videos once the tools get good enough for me to use like that. I guess that's going to be the next evolution of what I'm working on, but they're doing everything they can to end the show, so I'm going to do it as long as I can. But anyway, if you like what I do and you want me to continue to do it, please consider supporting me on my Patreon. The very first link in the description of the video is to my Patreon. And it's also important to sign up for my Patreon. Even if you can only donate $1 a month, it allows you to know about every show I do because it gives you notifications. Otherwise, you probably won't hear about it. And you can help me stay in business, and me and the Floating Cats continue to do this for a long time to come. So please help me out if you can. Join my Patreon. I appreciate it. And all right, let's read the Super Chats. Super Chats are low as fuck tonight. Whatever you're doing. Audience is shrunk. We're below 500 viewers tonight. What you going to do? Like I said, we're going to do it for as long as we can, and then we're going to move on to the next evolution of the channel. That's all you can do, folks. It is not the strongest of the species that survives. It's the one most capable of adaptation, and I will find a way I will adapt. But doing the show the way we're doing it seems like it's only going to last so much longer, which is sad, you know, because there's not a whole lot of people covering the Palestinian stuff like this. There's not a whole lot of people, you know, doing a show like this, but the market has spoken. Sorry that your package did not show up, says BBC. I will bust some kneecaps and find out what happened. Love you, and thank you again for all those who sent on my channel. Thank you. Hey, no problem, BBC. I'll go check again tomorrow. Like, they're only open till like noon on Saturday, and they're closed on Sunday, so maybe it'll come in. But I appreciate you sending it. Looking forward to trying it out tomorrow. And Agent Orange $10. Here's some cash, Dusty, to make up for the Bitcoin. Yeah, that was rough. Can only do this donation for the night. Being aggressive with my student loans after my work drama. Hey, it all helps. You've been very, very generous, Agent Orange, and I appreciate you. So no worries. Frederick, stay strong, Dusty. Anger, like fear, is a mind killer. Use it like fear to inform your worldview. Don't let it rule you. Okay. I'm usually a pretty positive person, and I have a good life, and I'm usually excited about life. I'm excited to get to experience life. I understand what a gift it is. Like, that's why I don't worry about death, because I'm alive right now. That's all that fucking matters. We'll live while you're living. But yeah, this stuff is pretty fucking depressing. So I appreciate it, Fred. And for Rick's 5 socialisms, you lucky 5 motherfuckers that just got those, got a ticket to tonight's after party. So be sure to show up and give Fred Ricks your love. Rebecca, $20 late and can't stay. We'll be catching up Tuesday. Damn work schedule get in the way. Hey, I mean, you got to work. I know how it is. I got to work too. Appreciate you, Rebecca. Thank you for your generosity. V, $5, got caught up in an event this evening, but wanted to stop and drop some support. Thanks as always for everything, Dusty. Take care. You take care, V. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in. Fred Ricks, $10. Capitalism makes our existence a profit center from before to after death. Why would they care about Palestinians when they don't give a fuck about us? Eat the rich. Yeah, I wish there was really something we could do, something to fight back, but we have a two-party system and both parties are completely sold out. The best choice is a zombie child murderer. So, super depressing. BBC $50, very generous BBC. Everybody go subscribe to BBC's new channel. If you want more of the Dust Buddy community, BBC is where it's at, so go check them out. And Pithagic, hey Dusty, hey Pithagic, can I send you a link to a friend of mine's GoFundMe for a family in Palestine? Of course you can. I'll send through Gmail. Yeah, YouTube has stopped notifying me, but I'm a member, so love you, man. So way to do it. Thank you. And definitely send that to me. I'll give it a shout out, and thank you for your generosity. Appreciate you. Django Fett, $3. What a Django. Bump to you. Good to see you tonight. Grumpy Care, I'm broke, but I'll try to increase my Patreon. Hey, appreciate it. It all adds up. Thank you, Grumpy. Floyd Flub himself, $5 late tonight, but I made it. Keep on trucking. Hey, I'm going to do it as long as I can. I appreciate you, Floyd Fluff and stuff. And thank you, everybody who donated tonight. Appreciate it. Still plenty of time to get your super chats in if you want to. Got to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. So immortalize yourself forever and ever. Hell yeah. But for now, it's time for... First off, on tonight's Should Watch, another week of Trump and zombies. Another Trump rally out there. Not the best and not the brightest, but they are pretty fucking stupid.
John Trump is our current sitting wartime president, commander in chief of the military.
Yes, hey, so let's talk about that.
Rattle Trap, RATTLE TRAP 1776 Nation. On Facebook, his name's Derek Johnson, retired Army veteran. He shows how everything is in place, that he's going to be a three-term president minimum, serving minimum 12 years.
Minimum. Oh, fuck the Constitution. Yay for dictatorships. A guy on Facebook said it's true, so it must be true. And this guy votes. Do you? Meanwhile, every MAGA comment on both Twitter and Facebook be like this, yo.
Blacks for Trump! Blacks for Trump! Blacks for Trump! You crackhead! Crackhead! Go to Kensington! Go to Kensington! Go to Kensington! Go to Kensington! You whore! Go to Kensington! Go to Kensington! Go to Kensington! You crackhead! You crackhead! You're a crackhead! You're a crackhead! Go to Kensington! You fucking abortion bitch! You should have been a swallow! 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 You're the one obviously doing coke, bro. You should have been a swallow! Hydrate or dihydrate? Hydrate or dihydrate? Who's this? I don't know you. Who's all the celebrities?
We are a country full of mentally ill people with no mental health care. Because they're too busy giving all the money that should be put towards mental health care to Israel, to other countries. We are such fucking losers, I goddamn swear. Meanwhile, here's the orange goo, folks. And they ain't even trying to hide it. He gonna make himself a dictator if he gets in there, folks. You ain't got to worry about it. 4 years, you ain't got to vote. Just vote right now to get him in there. And then, so much for elections.
Christians go to church, but they don't vote that much. You know the power you have if you would vote? It wouldn't even be. So you got to get out and vote. Just this time, I don't care. In 4 years, you don't have to vote, okay? In 4 years, don't vote. I don't care. But we'll have it all straightened out, so it'll be much different. Of course, then they'll come in again and they'll ruin it. We'll have to do this all over again. Then,
yeah, in 4 years, we'll have it all straightened out. You ain't got to worry about voting anymore, folks. Project 2025, got to lay it out plain and clear. Dictator Trump is going to take over the country. It's just so crazy. This or the child murderer. Just fuck. And meanwhile, he's going to build an iron dome over our country, folks. Now, Israel has the Iron Dome. They have a very, small area to cover. The bombs coming in from a certain place. The Iron Dome fires to protect it from the missiles coming in on a very small area. So it's much easier to defend the small area. But Trump somehow going to build an Iron Dome all over America. I guess all over the border with Canada, all over the border with Mexico, all on the seas on both sides. Everywhere somehow he's going to spend $50 trillion on an Iron Dome covering all of America. Definitely he's going to do this, folks.
next term, we will build a great Iron Dome over our country, a dome like has never been seen before, a state-of-the-art missile defense shield that will be entirely built in America and create jobs, jobs, jobs. We're going to build it in America. Israel has it. Israel has it. Why don't we have it?
Because America's way bigger than Israel. America has way more area to defend than Israel does. There's literally zero way to implement the Iron Dome system in America like we have Israel.
I mean, we're more of a target in many ways than Israel. Why don't we have it? And by the way, 300 missiles shot, only one got through, and that was wounded.
Yeah, well, it sounds like Israel's very safe. Sounds like it's a very safe country that doesn't have a right to genocide its neighbors. Meanwhile, folks, always self-aggrandizing, regardless of how delusional it is, and he's always the fucking victim. The victim complex over 1,000.
And I have the wounds all over my body. If I took this shirt off, you'd see a beautiful, beautiful person. But you'd see wounds all over me. I've taken a lot of wounds, I can tell you.
No, right?
More than I suspect any president ever.
That's right, more than any president ever. Shut the fuck up, Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. Psh, you just got shot in the head. Trump was held accountable for the crimes he committed. So worse. And he's ripped to shreds. You can't tell because he looks fat as fuck. It's just the suit that makes him look fat, folks. He's sexy as shit. Poor Trumpy Trump. He's so abused. And always bragging about himself, folks.
He said, sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln came back from the dead and they decided to run as president and vice president, you'd beat them by 35 points. He said, sir, if...
So I've talked about this before, folks. Why do they love Trump so much? Because we all knew people like this growing up. People that always brag about themselves, brag on themselves, self-aggrandize, and we always look down upon those people. We always find them pathetic and insecure. You're taught not to be like that, not to be a braggart, right? But no one has ever been more of a narcissist, more of a braggart than Donald Trump, and they love and worship him for it. So why is that? Well, the reason is because they're a cult. They're such fucking losers. They have no personalities of their own, nothing going on in their lives, that they've attached themselves to Trump. They've identified themselves to Trump. They've wrapped themselves up into Trump. So when he is bragging on himself, in their minds, he is also bragging on them. His accomplishments are their accomplishments. That's how cults work, folks. That's why exactly the opposite of every way they've told you to be, they worship a man just like that. I almost feel sorry for them. They're so pathetic. But you can't, because they're doing such harm to our country. Meanwhile, here's one of Trump's spiritual advisors And poor Daddy Trump, he's so abused, y'all.
Well, what is God saying? And I said, sir, you're going to be president one day. And a tear, I'm not much of a crier. I'm usually much.
You can't cry. Your face has been paralyzed by so much Botox, you can't even blink. Good God, woman.
More of a, on fire type of person, but a tear ran down my eye. And I said, but I hate the price that you're going to pay. Little would any of us have ever imagined the price that this man, his family, and many of us have paid.
Literally, he has gained billions upon billions of dollars. That is not the price he's paid. That's the price he's received for selling out our country. Meanwhile, he's increased the deficit more than any president in history. Yes, more than Joe Biden. I remember Republicans used to tell me all the time growing up, the deficit is the biggest problem we have. We got to worry about the deficit. Our country going bankrupt. Spending way much more money than we bring in. The deficit. Trump got in. Over $6 trillion, could not give a shit less because nothing they say is true. They are the party of nothing. They don't believe a fucking word that comes out of their mouth. That's why I don't argue with them. That's why I don't listen to them. You just walk the fuck away from the crazy people. Meanwhile, great question asked to Ben Carlson. Donald Trump going public saying, I love the Ten Commandments. I love it. Ten Commandments should be in all the public schools everywhere. Ten Commandments making a big comeback. Ten Commandments should be everywhere. Way to get over on them with this one simple question.
Have you, for example, ever seen the Ten Commandments up at any Trump properties?
I haven't specifically seen them. I don't know if they're there or not.
Shouldn't they be?
I wouldn't object to them being there. I don't object to them not being there.
Why
but
not?
I'm saying if they're such universal, tenants, why are they not up where, former President Trump controls what happens? I mean, he owns those properties, he operates them. He could put them up. Shouldn't they be up?
Well, this is not about President Trump. This is about what is happening to the moral fiber of our nation.
Let's make a president. Doesn't matter what his moral fiber is. Doesn't matter if he's a big hypocrite on this issue or not. This is not about Trump. Low energy Xanax to Ben Carson. I want to pep it up there, Benny. Meanwhile, Dr. Jordan Peterson stumping for Donald Trump now, mad at King Mehdi Hassan, who says Donald Trump, the man who called Cruz's wife ugly and called Cruz's dad a murderer, hosted Holocaust denier Fuentes for dinner at his home. Cruz didn't say a word. Cruz endorsed Trump, and yet here he is trying to tie Fuentes to AOC. These people have no shame, to which Jordan Peterson comes to both Ted Cruz's and Trump's defense and says,
There's really nothing too low for you, is there, Mehdi Hassan? You know perfectly well, or should, that real Donald Trump, who no doubt has his flaws, was tricked by the radically unstable Kanye West at the dinner with the despicable Nick Fuentes.
Yep, never Donald Trump's fault, folks. He's always tricked, he's always fooled, he's always feckless, yet he should be our president, run everything. And then Jordan Peterson gets ratioed by Nick Fuentes himself, who says, such a terrible shame that Trump was tricked into allowing two of his actual loyalists and supporters into his circle at Mar-a-Lago for once. Normally, that's a privilege reserved only for disloyal Republican grifters at 9.3 thousand to 1.3. Yeah, you sure did destroy his career, didn't you, Destiny, by platforming Nick Fuentes. All it did was make him more popular, which was the whole point. People like Destiny didn't care as long as he himself became more popular. This is why you don't platform fucking Nazis. You don't give them the opportunity to spread lies, derision, hatred on your fucking platform. Meanwhile, posted on Truth Social, they finally posted something funny over there on Truth Social. And yep, if Trump goes to jail, good God, is that the entire Republican Party up there? It'll fit. It'll fit. That big, jiggly, cellulite orange ass. Want it. I love his titties. I just want to flick them. And then. Brave. Conservatives so brave. So this is Marjorie Trader Queen's boyfriend, Brian Glenn, can't handle basic, simple questions from a young man. And then, of course, the goon squad trying to intimidate him, trying to scare him away with threats of violence. Watch these fucking losers.
Do you think Donald Trump, when he was convicted on all 34 counts, what did you think about that? Because that
doesn't mean, Matt, and none of those 34 counts is worthless. You got a worthless case. You got a case from the FEC.
Why is it worthless?
It's worthless because there was no crime that was committed.
Falsifying business records with the intent of covering up another crime.
But
Michael Cohen went.
That's what they said. That's what you say.
That's what the jury said. The jury handpicked by Donald Trump's lawyers.
I know exactly what you're all about right now. You're not an independent journalist. You're nothing but a Trump hater, and you're out here trying to get everybody to be tripped up. Let me ask you a question. Who thinks these 34 indictments are worth a piece of crap?
You know what? They all trying to interview the biggest.
They're all worthless. You know that. You know that. You know that. You know that.
What, the 34?
The 34 indictments are worthless.
You're saying that our entire. Wait, let me finish.
It comes down to one question. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Joe Biden in the White House for another 4 years?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
President Biden's been.
Interview over. Interview over.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to anybody that has any. You have zero common sense.
You're undermining our entire justice system when you say this jury.
Your ability to elect the next president that's competent.
I'm sorry, I don't want the dude that made his supportors attack the Capitol. I don't want the dude that
made the supporters attack the Capitol.
His rhetoric directly.
He said peacefully walk to the Capitol.
He said fight. He said Mike Pence didn't do it.
Me again, but don't touch me. Don't touch me, my dog.
So they walking up on him, touching him with his chest. Don't touch me, my dog. Oh, this is fat dough bitch. Gonna act tough, dude. Step up to somebody that's not a fucking child and see how quick you get put the fuck down, you goddamn loser. Cannot stand when fucking pussy ass bitches. Never done a second of exercise in his fucking life. Gonna pretend like he's tough.
Don't touch me.
You're getting in front of our way.
Don't touch me out here. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah.
I got a question. Don't touch me, my boy.
Don't do that. If
You worried about 34. You're gonna worry about 34 ass whoopings in a minute, boy.
Don't follow that rally. Don't bring that bullshit over here. Don't bring that bullshit over here.
Fucking cowardly sacks of shit. Gotta surround him. Gotta play tough, but nothing about you is tough. You're fucking jokes. You're all con men doing nothing but riding that orange goddamn dick to make $1. Shameless fucks. Well, I already think I showed this one before. Let's skip that one. But this is how it's done, folks. I've been calling CNN out about this the last couple of shows. Do not have these politicians or these Donald Trump surrogates on if they will not answer your questions. All you're doing is helping them by allowing them to avoid the actual question you ask them and then saying completely different bullshit to spread their narratives. Shut them down. If they refuse to answer the question, immediately cut their mics and say, okay, you have to acknowledge the words that came out of my mouth, that you understood them, that you understand fucking English, and answer what I said, or you don't get to use my platform to say fucking anything else. We agreed upon what we're going to talk about before you came on, and if you're unwilling to talk about that, you don't get to use this fucking platform. End of discussion. Just like this. Here she is talking to another plastic surgery nightmare purge mask. Women, do not get Botox. Don't do this. Not just women or men. Joe Biden. Do not do this to yourself.
Themselves as professionals, as they have covered campaigns and interviewed candidates from all sides of the aisle. I'll also say that if you talk to analysts of debates previous, that if you're attacking the moderators, you're usually losing. So I really want to focus in on what these two men are going to do and say when they stand on the stage. Now, we have a little bit of what Donald Trump, your boss, has said in trying to set expectations for this debate. I want to play a series of his comments, and then we'll talk about it. Watch.
Maybe I'm better off losing the debate. I'll make sure he says I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater. Should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
So he's basically saying there, well, will I let Joe Biden win? It does seem as though many Republicans have set the bar very low in terms of arguing that Joe Biden is basically senile. Now you have people like Doug Burgum coming out and saying, well, President Biden's very accomplished, trying to set expectations in a different place. What do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently,
we're going to stop this interview if you're going to keep
President
attacking
Trump
my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you
I'm
continue
stating,
to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the
expectation
panel.
for-
Caroline,
the
thank you very much for
expectation
your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week.
Cut that bitch off. Cut them all off. Make them answer the questions. Quit being fucking part of the goddamn problem. Do not platform these people if they will not answer. Meanwhile, of course, they're doing anything they can to wiggle out of this debate. Now they're using this CNN clip as an excuse for Trump to cancel.
I've never seen such disrespect. They have never in the history of television ever.
Good. Finally, they're fucking doing it. This should be the playbook every one of them uses.
Taking a national press secretary and treated her with such lack of respect. Cassie Hunt owes you an apology. CNN owes you an apology today. And if we don't get that apology to Caroline Leavitt and to the Trump campaign and to MAGA today, President Trump should cancel this. I've never seen...
Yeah, if CNN doesn't go on an apology, Trump should cancel the debate. You guys are trying so hard to weasel out of it because you know he's going to fucking lose to zombie-ass Joe Biden. Literally, all you have to do is attack him on Israel, but you won't do it because you guys want to murder even fucking more children than Joe Biden does. Meanwhile, Republican National Convention will be gun-free again this year, folks. Always happens. All the Trump rallies, gun-free. Remember, they told us that's what fucking terrorists want. They want these gun-free zones. Gun-free zones make us less safe. They go seek out where they know nobody else is going to have a gun, so they kill everybody. Un-American having gun-free zones while they always have gun-free zones because they don't actually care about you or your family. They want you and your family to be murdered in the malls and shit. But when it comes to them, they want to make sure they're fucking safe. They know guns are dangerous in the middle of fucking crowds and at political events and shit. Always hypocrites, conservatives. They stand for fucking nothing. And prepare to be disappointed. I don't know why you would be disappointed in this. You should already hate Judge Judy. Anybody that gets lots of money, anybody that becomes a multi-millionaire, a billionaire, it changes you. I don't care how good you might have once been. You start thinking, I earned all this money. I deserve it. They try to take a few extra pennies from my bank account. Hell no. Trump 2024. And so here's Judge Judy shilling for the MAGA goof.
Is that the justice system working, or is it the justice system being manipulated?
I would be happier as someone who owns property in Manhattan if the district attorney of New York County would take care of criminals who are making it impossible for citizens to walk in the streets and use the subway, to use his efforts to keep those people off the street.
Yeah, I want him to arrest people that jump the turnstile at subway systems, but hey, white people crimes, anything that rich people do, I don't want that to be illegal because I don't really take that fucking seriously. Anything that poor people do, lock them the fuck up. But rich people should get away with anything they want to get away with because I am part of the fucking elite. I am part of the ruling class. It's different when rich white people do it.
Than to spend $5 million or $10 million of taxpayers' money trying Donald Trump on this nonsense. That's my view. But I, as a taxpayer in this country, resent using the system for your own personal self-aggrandizement.
That's 100% Trump. You just in every way describe Trump.
Now, if you didn't know...
And that's what you think the DA did in Manhattan?
That's what I think. I mean, if you look... you had to twist yourself into a pretzel to figure out what the crime was.
It wasn't hard for the jury to figure it out. So Judge Judy, too stupid to figure out what the crime was, folks. That's what they want you to believe. Judge Judy couldn't figure out the same thing that 12 ordinary citizens easily figured out. So, yeah, it's all about greed. It's all about the haves and the have-nots, and they want to make sure she stays a have and you stay a have-not. I'll skip that one. Meanwhile, America gunning for the least educated. The war on teachers. They deleted it. Fuck. God damn it. Why does fucking Reddit keep deleting every goddamn thing? So basically, they're making it to where if you do anything the parents don't like, if you teach anything the parents don't like, that you have to pay $10,000 to the parents if you're a teacher. The entire point of this is they want to destroy the public education system. They've created a war on teachers to make teachers flee the public education system. Because what they want to do is they want to turn us into a private education system, which is mostly Christian and religious schools. They can't beat us unless they're indoctrinating the children from birth with religious bullshit. So they want to get rid of all the public schools and have nothing but vouchers for all these Christian schools. So the taxpayers have to pay for the indoctrination of the children. And they're doing it by demonizing the teachers and making them flee from the fucking system. And yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to be even further down on the education list than we already are. The stupefaction of America happening right before our eyes. Meanwhile, the worst people in the world never fail to disappoint. Here's H. Pearl Davis, one of the most popular conservative influencers. She's like, my sister is fat, so I text her a motivation. Am I mean? And here she is. She posted a private text between her and her sister. Here's her dumpy, frumpy looking ass in a gym. She texts her sister, where you should be. And she posts a picture of her sister too, so we can all make fun of her sister and how her sister is a little overweight. Literally shoot yourself. These are the family first people. They care so much about their own family, folks. They use them as fodder for their own jokes to be made fun of because they're the worst. The worse they are, the more horrible they become, the more they get rewarded by our system. Probably got 1 million, got 14,000 likes for this, for selling out her own sister by making fun of her own sister. Got more engagement, more money. Elon Musk paid her for this. Because this is what's rewarded in our society, folks. Meanwhile, in Florida's so cooked, the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet all moved to Florida. My brother went there. This guy's a dentist. Imagine working your life to become a dentist, having a decent practice, and throwing it all away because you can't handle your booze.
A dentist is accused of sending racist and threatening messages to hundreds of people. Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh Benson.
I'm Jennifer Lee. Thank you for joining us. The dentist is Dr. Richard Cantwell. He was in federal court today. He's been charged with 3 counts of interstate transmission of a threat to injure. News Channel 8's Marilyn Parker joins us now live outside the federal courthouse with the very latest on this story. Marilyn.
Well, the public defender tried to argue that this was not a crime of violence. He even tried to go into the allegations, but the judge cut him off. He said, I will not have somebody killed on my watch. He says Cantwell will remain detained. And when he said that, I watched Cantwell put his head down right before they took him out of the courtroom. What do we know about Dr. Richard Cantwell? In a motion for pre-release, defense attorneys say he's a 60-year-old dentist who practices in Zephyr Hills, a grandfather who once served in the U.S. Army. Federal prosecutors say Cantwell first ended up on the FBI's radar almost 5 years ago, 2019, after agents say he sent hundreds of messages to politicians, celebrities, authors, and others, many of them threats. The FBI interviewed Cantwell and gave him a warning, but despite the warning, agents say Cantwell spent the next 10 months sending threats to more than 40 victims on social media and email. Like this one from July 2020, reading in part, cannot wait to shoot your ghetto expletive in the street. You will die like every other expletive. In 2021, FBI agents reportedly attempted to interview Cantwell again, but the dentist refused and sent this message saying, expletive you, God bless America, expletive Biden, with a middle finger emoji. Prosecutors included a message from February of this year where he threatened a politician via Facebook saying in part, liberal expletives like you get raped in alleys by really big black guys that serve our cause. Cantwell's defense attorney said that his client struggles with depression, PTSD, and alcoholism and has no criminal history.
Yeah, folks, he was just drunk, can't handle his booze. It's all good. He's not a bad guy. He's just a bad drug. Yeah, fuck that guy. Put him under jail. Fucking Florida. And meanwhile, in Florida, not going good. Not allowed to talk about global warming in the government. Keep electing dipshits like Ron DeSantis, Florida, and this is what you fucking get. Florida's largest home insurers seek to hike rates yet again. Florida property owners are paying roughly 4 times the national average for insurance. And to my brother out there, ha ha, you moved to Florida. I know that fucking hurts you. Your home insurance gonna goddamn bankrupt you, and good. It's 100% what you fucking deserve, you assholes. And more than 1 million policyholders could soon pay even more. Earlier this week, Citizens Property Insurance announced it is pushing for a rate hike for its most common policy type. If approved, owners of single-family homes would see an average of 13.5% rate hike. Citizens CEO says the insurer plans to depopulate even more policies, cutting more than 400,000 from fall of last year to the end of this year. This would lessen the state's financial risk. So, I mean, what can I say, Florida? You voted for it. You got it. The same conservatives who deny climate change exists are the same ones going to kill your fucking state. And if you have an opportunity, I would flee immediately. Otherwise, learn to love it, because this is what you're going to fucking get. And that is my religious my Chud Watch for tonight. I pay $40 a month for my home. I pay $0. This one simple trick can save you 100% of your homeowner's insurance. Just don't have any. That's my trick. Just don't have any. Because I only pay $15,000 for a house, so why would I insure it? If it burns down, it was basically free, whatever. And I don't really have. I just replace whatever I got. I ain't got a lot of expensive shit, so whatever. It's all good. Insurance is a goddamn scam. Like, what you pay in insurance, you could just buy new shit, really, to be honest with you, if you lose it. Who needs home insurance? Not me. I don't need that shit. Yeah, but houses where I'm... you didn't finish that sentence. Nah, keep the scary Floridans in Florida, please. That's true, but, I mean, if they're smart enough to move away, though, they're probably pretty cool. Real estate is still very inexpensive in Mississippi. Just saying. Can't be any worse. I mean, I guess it could, but it's probably not. All right, cat. All right. Hey, buddy. Yeah, it's not time yet. Not time yet, buddy. Hey, sweetie. I'm going to show him your ass. I did it. I showed him your ass. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. Yeah. Cat ass. Hell yeah. You're in good hands at Allstate. Here's the crazy thing in Mississippi. Now, I ain't saying that I'm doing this, but if you don't have car insurance, it's only a $100 fine. And if you get car insurance before you go to court, they remove that fine. So, car insurance every year is like over $1,000. You could just not have it and pay a $100 fine. Boom! Just buy a cheap car. Not that I would ever do that. And I forgot this was live. Hell yeah, live, baby. That's the way we do it. No net. Walking the tightrope. Whatever happens, happens. And all right, folks, get your super chat in. We're going to do a religious bullshit, followed by a trash world, followed by Beyond Parody, followed by a palate cleanser. So still plenty of show to go. Hit the like button. Do it to it. But for now, it's time for... Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. I'll pay the premium to live in Philly. Hey, if you can afford it. It's all good. As long as you got the money. Need liability. Why? Why do you need liability? Psh. Mississippi famously never has natural disasters. I mean, I guess we might have some tornadoes and shit, but it seems not too bad, to be honest with you. Worst thing I'm worried about is like a tree falling on the house. Nothing else is really that big of a deal. Yeah, fuck your God. Dusty, how am I going to commit insurance fraud with no insurance? Good point. I suggest you don't do that, though. And first off, all religious bullshit. Christmas nationalism taking over. Getting all the school vouchers, going to get rid of all the public schools, turn all the schools into religious schools, make Donald Trump a dictator. Christianity, going to rule us all. And then once that happens, folks, they're not even trying to hide what their next goal is.
When women were granted the right to vote, the nation had already accepted the lie that a nation is nothing more than a collection of individuals. And so the matter was framed this way. Men as individuals can vote, so why cannot individual women do the same? We were so muddled, we thought we were giving the franchise to women when we were in fact taking it away from families. When women were...
That's right, folks. We took it away from families. And by families, I mean the husband deciding what the fuck the vote is, then everybody else having to go along with it because the husband leaves the household. You will do what you're told, Missy. Get in that kitchen and don't think about voting. It's exactly where they want. That is Christian nationalist Doug Wilson. Trump going to put him in charge of everything. Meanwhile, another week, another gaggle of pastors molesting children. I only put one up today because what's the point? But not a drag queen. Senior pastor of Palmview Baptist Church, Jonathan Elwing, arrested for possessing child sexual abuse material. It's always the ones you most expect. Meanwhile, you remember the pastor that got called out for molesting a 12-year-old girl while he was in his 20s back in the 80s? Well, he was the pastor of a mega church, and this is the mega church now, folks. 8,000-seat Texas church attendance after lead pastor, Trump spiritual advisor, busted for pedophilia. And yikes! I'm sort of actually proud of the Christians a little bit. That's way too many. Way fucking too many. But good. Usually they just keep going and support the pedophiles and don't have any repercussions whatsoever. So solid ups to the Christians at that church who are not going anymore. And fuck you that are still going. And last but not least in our short religious bullshit, not surprisingly, the same Louisiana Republican governor who signed a bill requiring the Ten Commandments to be displayed in the classrooms also rejected $71 million in food assistance from the Biden administration to feed the hungry children. Yeah, but tell us more about your morality. Yeah, imagine turning down free money from the government to feed children while you force them to look at the Ten Commandments. But that is conservatism in a goddamn nutshell. They don't actually give a fuck about anything they say. It's all about brainwashing the children, shoving their religion down your throat so you're more likely to vote Republican and thus more likely to vote against your own best interest so that the rich can rule us, so that we can send all our money to Israel, so that we can continue to be the fucking suckers we are, the losers of the goddamn planet, the American populace, and I guess working as intended. Keep it up, America. You get what you fucking deserve, and that is my religious bullshit for tonight. Pathetic, always pathetic. Sunken cost fallacy. No excuse, but agreed. He kept his porn near his King James Bible. That is the best place to keep it, in my opinion. The Bible is basically porn anyway, so lots of incest if you're into that, which I'm not. They want women to be property again. Yep, they sure do. Of course, they want us all to be property for Israel. So that tracks. And all right, we're along, folks. I live in Louisiana, Dusty, and I hope Jeff Landry goes to jail. Hopefully, but he probably won't. Statute of limitations and all. And all right, we're along. It's time for... I don't have the music for this, but we're going to do it live, a cappella. Bop, bop, bop. Trash world is a dumpster fire and it's hellish. Trash world, everything sucks all the goddamn time on the trash world. Fast version. And first off, never have heroes, folks. Never put anybody on a pedestal. Dawkins is now promoting a book that trashes gay men for supporting trans allies, because of course he is. Richard Dawkins, so butthurt that he got caught out by the trans community for his transphobia that he could not get over it. Just like J.K. Rowling, his ego was hurt. And so he has now broke brain. This is all he can think of all the time, no matter how much it hurts his reputation, no matter how much it sells out every bit of goodwill he's earned in his career. He doesn't give a shit. Their minds have gone. The brainwares have taken over. Richard Dawkins says, I recommend Gay Shame by Gareth Roberts. Wonderfully scathing, even savage wit. Though the numerous pop culture references largely passed over my head because you're a dipshit boomer who's completely out of touch with goddamn everything. The shame refers to complicity of his fellow gay men in the worst aspects of misogynistic gender ideology. I dare you support trans people. You should hate them as much as we do, or else you're our enemy. And yes, Richard Dawkins, unfortunately, you're my enemy now. Go towards the light, you boomer fuck. Good God, dude.
And then, on the trash world, porch pirates. They're a menace to our society, folks, and it's getting crazy. This shit is so wild. I'm wanting to believe that this is a parody, this is a satire, but I don't think it is. So what they're doing now is porch pirates are following around UPS trucks, and as soon as the UPS truck puts a package on the doorstep, they jump out of the car and they steal it. And now multiple ones are roaming around following UPS trucks, and they're fighting each other to steal the packages.
Now to this incredible story. Porch pirates duke it out for a box right after it's delivered, and it is caught on camera.
America's so done, y'all.
This happened in Sinking Spring Borough, Pennsylvania, while the residents were home. The two men had pulled up in separate cars. One picked up a flower pot to fend off the attack. The homeowner says the box contained a phone from AT&T. He wants to know how the suspects found out it was being delivered. Officers are searching for those two suspects. FedEx says its top priority is making sure customers get their packages safely and securely.
Yep, let's keep sending money to Israel. Let's keep letting people like Elon Musk have an additional $56 billion. People feel like they have to steal just to get by. Not that I'm defending these fucking goons. Put them both under the goddamn prison. And here's another example of it, folks, following around the UPS driver. FedEx driver.
Oh. He just took your package.
He just took your package, yep. Greatest country on earth, folks. They keep telling us over and over again how great this country is. So we don't ride to the fucking streets. The fiction that we're all taught from birth, brainwashed into believing we are a great people, despite what we see with our own fucking eyes. Meanwhile, here's my Karen of the week. A hotel guest gets mad that there are drag queens in the lobby.
I'm sorry, but this is, I paid to be a customer at a hotel where I thought you believed that women were real, that because you put on makeup, because you're wearing high heels, because you have a Barbie outfit on, that you don't think this is degrading? This is misogyny.
I mean, your voice is grating, if that's what you mean.
And we have a hotel? If you give me back my money right now, I will leave the hotel.
Okay, let's go take
But I'm not going to have my children come down from the 30th floor and see what's happening here.
Let's go take care of your reservation right now.
Yeah, no, this
Let's
is
get you the fuck out of here, Karen.
degrading.
Let's go take care of that right now.
You're degrading yourself.
I don't know what your names are because I'm going to share this.
Fuck you, that's my name.
Are you in the hotel? Are you dressed up? Are you a man? Are you a man pretending to be a woman?
I'm not pretending to be anything. I'm just dressed.
What do you think about my son who might think that he can put on makeup and put on fancy clothing and high heels and have his penis cut off?
I think it's fine if he wants to do that when he gets older. I think if you're an adult, you have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do, and your kid will grow up hating you if you deny their identity.
And take estrogen so he can grow fake boobs like those. Yeah, this is so degrading. I want to hear.
This is moral grandstanding, though. You know she does not give a shit about any of this. She's just trying to be a Karen and be offended by something.
I am. Tell me what your name is, sir.
Sorry, Mary Beth.
Tell me why you think it's okay to put on a class.
Good God. Nobody owes you anything, Karen. Get fucked. Give her money. Get her the fuck out of there. And go home if you can't stand to be in society with regular folk. And meanwhile, last but not least, on the trash world, it definitely pays good to be a slime ball, folks. RFK Jr. paid Russell Brand $68,000 for a single appearance. That is way more than I make in a year. Probably a year and a half salary for me. Russell Brand made for one fucking appearance. Garbage goddamn planet. But of course he did. Accused rapist, sex pest, con artist. So of course, gravity. Let's get Russell Brand down here. That's gonna get me a lot of votes. Yeah, whatever. fucking loser. And that is my trash world for tonight. Fuck yeah. 68K rapists. Yep, the world rewards you over and over again. Just be awful and then reap the benefits of it. That's how the system works. Dumbest country on the goddamn planet. I used to think Muslim countries were worse than us, but they're more primitive in ways. But somehow we're stupider. We're con even more than Muslims are somehow. He can't even get 3%. 3% way too many. 4-year salary for me. Did he get into the Greek? Horrible movie. And all right, folks, get your super chats in. We're going to do a short Beyond parody followed by palate cleansers, and then we're going to do some after parties. So do it. But for now, Beyond's parody. And this week on Beyond Parody, the whiny piss baby snowflakes once again mad about video games. This time they're upset about the woke chin. Oh no, not the woke chin. This is the character men are complaining is ugly and masculine. It's just a cute woman. This character, this is the one, Mark Fox says, men and women are complaining that they uglified her by applying the woke chin. This is a common current woke practice of widening the chin to give female characters a more masculine appearance, arguably to appeal to the transgender agenda. That's right, folks. This guy doesn't have brain worms. His brain is not completely broken. They really did this on purpose for the transgender agenda. Yeah, I mean, unless your chin is like pointy, like an elf, or like mine, you have to have like a chin that's skin, not fucking beard hair. But it's this pointy in order to be a real woman. Otherwise, trans people trying to brainwash our children. Definitely real, y'all. Be very afraid. And then, did you guys see this clearly gay guy proposed to his girlfriend, and the first thing he thought about was Pride Month? Imagine that. Pride Month is so defeated, he says. This guy, look at this, dumpy dough bitch. This guy who is clearly gay. Now, I'm not saying you can just look at a guy and tell he's clearly gay, but as I'm looking at this guy, I can tell he's clearly gay. Look at this guy. This is a clearly gay man. Proposing to his beard with his doughy belly hanging out. And yeah, nice ring. Clearly he's very rich. That's the only reason he is getting this girl. But homeboy holding on to his old twink PFP is a form of gender affirmation for the record. Yep. Just grow a beard. You don't have to marry one, dude. Seriously. So pathetic and obvious. He works for one of the news channels, though. So he makes a shit ton of money. That's all that matters. And folks, is there anything more cringe than the Elon Musk cult? Stop trying to make the Cybertruck cool. It's not going to happen. The very definition of try hard.
All right, so we already know that the Cybertruck is amazing. We're going to do the steel ball test, and then we're going to have David walk on it. So let's do the steel ball test. Let's go. Jeez. Let's go. And he's walking on it. What the heck? Oh my.
Let's go, Cybertruck.
Crazy.
Oh, look at this thing. It's incredible. This thing is insane. What? Oh, this is a truck in the future, yo. This is crazy. This is insane.
Absolutely crazy.
Oh my God. No one has ever tried this hard ever.
This truck is insane. Oh my
gosh. Why are all
here.
Cybertruck owners like this? They had no personality, and they're trying so hard to form some kind of cool personality, but they picked the least cool thing on the planet to revolve their essence around. Just, dude. All of my no. Meanwhile, last but not least, on Beyond Parody, an actual sign at the Trump rally yesterday says, can't get a job, house, or a girlfriend thanks to Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden, you're responsible for the fact that women don't find me attractive. The fact that I'm such a goddamn loser, I can't get a job, and historically low unemployment. You can't buy a house because of capitalism, right? Donald Trump added, 40% to the monetary supply, which caused incredible inflation. Yeah, it's capitalism. Not Biden's fault. I mean, not that I'm giving Biden a pass, because fuck him, but still, Biden is not responsible for your tiny dick and the fact that you will not bathe or work out, dude. but never take any responsibility. That is conservatism in a goddamn nutshell. And that is, hell yeah, my beyond parody. Cyber cucks, I know, right? Cyber stuck, which is a Reddit subreddit, is like bigger now than the cyber truck subreddit. People making fun of this truck is more popular than people who actually like it, which is unsurprising. Yeah, the woke jobs. You wouldn't want to date the women anyway because they have the woke chins. So, Biden did you a favor. Biden stole my girlfriend. Thanks, Obama. America need to have more sex. Sex is overrated, to be honest with you. It's fine. Masturbate. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Biden calls my sink to drain slowly. My water's brown. I'm pretty sure it was Biden. I mean, he did murder a bunch of children, but the rest of it I'm not going to blame him for. And all right, folks, last chance to get your super chats in. Going to finish off the show, as always, with a happy ending. Prepare to be cleansed, my children. It's time for Palate Cleanser, clear as day. Wash the bitter taste away. Palate Cleanser, lift you high, reaching for the sky. And apparently that's not how you spell palette. I'm gonna blame AI for that. Definitely, that wasn't me spelling it incorrectly because I'm a fucking moron. No, that was AI. Fucking AI misspelling palette like a pallet in which you store goods on. Hey, I used to be certified on forklifts when I worked at Home Depot, so that's why it's like that. Don't blame me. And anyway, first off, these cute little motherfuckers, they're like, I thought he was off work today. You're like, yay, we're free. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Let's all go back. Everybody, it's canceled. Recess was canceled today. And so cute. Let's watch that one more time. Like, yay, oh, shit. Oh, God. Okay, everybody back in immediately. Back in. Nope. All of my fucking nope. And so stinking cute. And then on the palate cleansers. Man, when people tell me that I'm a good person, I'm a hero or some shit like that, this is the kind of thing I think of. I'm like, this guy was an Uber driver who donated his kidney to one of his passengers who was going to dialysis. I can't compete with this. This is what a real hero is like. This is what a real good person is like. I am a giant fucking piece of shit by comparison. And so I feel uncomfortable when people brag on me too much. But good God, what a man. What a good dude. I'm nowhere on your level. I am not worthy. Good on you. And last but not least, on the palate cleanser, I guess they adopted this little girl or something. Maybe it's a foster kid. I don't know, but this was a very sweet moment between a dad and his daughter.
You did a really good job, and we're so proud of you, and we wanted you to have this. What do you think?
I like it!
You love it? So this is a Nintendo Switch. This is the game console that holds all your video games, okay? And then this is a... Well, thank you. I wasn't expecting the hug.
Well, you got it! And that's for being a good dude. I appreciate you. And more of that. A lot of goodness out there. Gotta find it and hold on to it where we can. And all right, folks, that's my show. Hell yeah. But hey, you know what? That's not my show because we have the after party coming up from here all the way down to here. Boom. Tons of after party coming up, which is way better than this show. This show that I just did, complete fucking bullshit. The fun stuff coming up at the after party. So if you got a ticket, be sure to check the community section of YouTube or my Patreon, even better. All levels of patrons get access to the after party. So buy your ticket and come join us. I thank you in advance. Look forward to hanging out with you guys. Hell yeah. And all right, let's go ahead and read the super chats. Then we'll do a kitty party. If you bail out, please hit the like button. Please leave comments if you're watching the replay. That helps the algorithm. Please share the video on your social media so I can keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can, folks. I'm trying. Trucks in 2050. All right, let's see what Catalina. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Huge. My truck is sort of big, but it's not nearly that big. I love my truck, though. Doesn't get good gas mileage, but I don't drive very much, so it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Happy birthday, Evan Glare. Happy birthday to Evan Glare. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Trisha Lynn. Evie Ivans, 10. Count them 10. Socialisms. She just bought 10 of you lucky motherfuckers a ticket to the after party. Be sure to show up tonight. Damn, you made me think of Trump naked. Psh, you're welcome. And Anita Wood. What up, Anita? My Facebook buddy. I'm planning on moving to Portugal in a few years after I retire. Not because I don't want to stay and fight, but because I won't be able to afford to live here as a senior. Move to Mississippi. It's still expensive though. Walmart is fucking expensive. Every Walmart trip's $200 I don't even buy anything. It's like, how is it this expensive? It's crazy. My water bill is like $50 a month. Electric bill is like $300 a month now. It's hard to even live anymore, even in Mississippi. And BBC 5, hell yeah, 5 socialisms from hero ass BBC. Look forward to getting so fucking high tomorrow. On you, BBC. Thank you. Appreciate you. And late night, but I made it. Keep on trucking. I will. Woo woo. Floyd, Fluff and Stuff. How you doing tonight? I'm broke. I already read that. All right, cool. Thank you. Everybody donated tonight. We didn't make 300 tonight, but it's what it is. Thank you for your generosity. Everybody donated. I appreciate you. Enjoy my Patreon, folks. Do it to it. You know you want to. It'll make you feel good inside, and you get all the notifications for my show, which is very important. But for now, let's go ahead and do a little kiddie party. Folks, I'll be back on Wednesday. Hell yeah. We're going to keep the 3 shows a week going, at least for now. At least as long as I can afford it. So mark it in your calendars. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. So be sure to tune in. YouTube probably not going to tell you about it. So don't wait for them to do so. And hell yeah, here we go. Come and get it, assholes. Come and get it. Come on. Come on. What? My cancer's all spoiled. They don't give a shit anymore. They're like, fuck your treats. We don't need your treats. Whatever. As usual, pretty boy. Half stash and violet. Come on, guys. Come and get it. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Look at street. Street. Come on. Don't just stare at me. Jump up here. All right, fuck you. Literally one goddamn job is look cute on my fucking streams, and you want to do that, motherfuckers. Fine. I literally saved your lives. Whatever. Folks, see you guys Wednesday. Do something fun tomorrow. Think about me. Love you. Good night. Logic. Fuck yes. Time to turn the air conditioner on. Get more on Friday. Gonna get a fact stack. Hell yeah. Thank you, Agent Orange. Looking forward to it. Thank you for your generosity. There's no money on the left. There's definitely no money on the left. I can tell you that for fucking sure. I wish there was, but I guess I get it. Sucks. Switch over now. Don't play out of the song.